Hey everybody, it's Gamer Grampz here. Today we are going to be playing a religious domination game with none other than Jadwiga of Poland. So if that sounds like it's something that you want to watch, then definitely stick around. If you want to get good at Civ 6, then subscribe and click the bell to keep up with this channel. Alright, here we go. So we're playing as Jadwiga, as we already mentioned. We're on DD difficulty as always. I am putting it as small map size this time around. Now, normally when I'm going for like time-intensive strategies where I'm trying to be like sub 200 and whatever, I usually put it to the standard size map if I'm like trying to compete against a certain benchmark. However, we're playing a religious domination game. I don't think I'm going to be breaking any speed records here, so I am just going to go ahead and put it on a small map just to limit the number of civilizations in the game so that this series doesn't stretch on forever and ever. Other than that though, we are going to put secret societies mode on. Why don't we bump the disaster intensity up to 3 just for shits and giggles, and then as far as the advanced setup, everything is going to stay exactly the same as standard. Other than on World Age, I am going to set it to new, just so that we have some more mountains and whatnot. So if you're in a rush and you just want to jump to the gameplay, I'll put a timestamp pinned at the top of the comment section where you can go straight there. Other than that though, we're going to load into the game here, and after Sean Bean does his thing, I'm going to quickly go over Poland, Jadwiga, what I think about what we're going to be doing, and then I'm going to outline the strategy that we're going to be hopefully using to dominate the world and subvert them to our Polish authority. So yeah, top of the comment section, there'll be a timestamp there if you want. Other than that, let's just jump into this here. All right, so Sean Bean's finished doing his spiel there. We're going to jump into things here and cover her different abilities and units and what I think about them, and then go over our general plan for the entire game here. So the first one is Lithuanian Union. The religion founded by Poland becomes majority in adjacent city that loses a tile to a Polish culture bomb. So for me personally, I really think that's kind of shitty, to be completely honest. I mean, it's icing on the cake, I guess. If we happen to get a couple of them, cool, but not really, because we're not looking to spread our religion in order to win the game. However, we might be looking to spread it in order to make combat easier, because I'm thinking about going for the crusade ability, but I'm not going to like get pigeonholed into that, because I'm going to really look at things once we unlock our religion and then think about how we're going to upgrade it and whatnot. However, continuing on here, so holy sites gain standard faith adjacency bonus from adjacent districts. So that personally, I think, is a really good thing. That's going to make it so much easier for us to get +3 adjacency holy sites, which is really important. In case you don't know, you want to have a minimum of +3 adjacency on any of your key districts, whether it's a campus in a science game, a theater square in a culture game, or like in our case here, we're looking for holy sites. So that's awesome. And then the last part of it here, all relics provide bonus faith +2, culture +2, and gold +4. So again, that's not a huge deal if you ask me. However, we're going to actually hone in on that and try and explore how powerful we can make that be. What we're going to be doing is the religion that we're going to be going for, we're going to choose the Reliquaries Belief. And so what that one does is it triples the yields of all of your relics for all of the tourism and the faith for it. And we're not so interested in the tourism part as much as the faith is what we're looking to do, because generally speaking, what I'm going to try and do is just completely pump up our faith ability. Like, I'm going to try and settle between 3 and 5 cities that have at least +3 holy site adjacencies to begin the game with, as our little foundation of our empire. And then from there, as soon as we get into the medieval era, basically, and we can get our second form of government. So we're going to be beelining most likely for monarchy, possibly for the Merchant Republic one. I think that's what the government is called. But anyways, we're going to be trying to get to our second policy second government as quickly as we can, so that we can get our second tier building in our government plaza, which allows us to purchase military units with faith. So what we're going to be doing until then is just basically establishing our whole little foundation there and just getting as much faith as humanly possible. And then we're going to try and springboard it by taking that faith and converting it into military units, and then actually as also being able to buy districts so that we can keep up in our science and culture and stuff. But I'll get into that once we're in the game. So continuing on here, Golden Liberty allows you to culture bomb adjacent tiles when completing an encampment or fort inside friendly territory. To me, that's so. I mean, it will actually allow us to save a little bit of money here and there, because we will be building encampments hopefully throughout quite a few of our first cities. So with any luck, end up earning us probably a good amount of tiles there for free, so that'll save us some cash in the long run. Continuing on, the 1 military policy slot in the current government is converted to a wildcard slot, so that's actually really handy. It gives us a bunch of flexibility as far as policy cards and allows us to do a little bit, like, be a little bit more creative in the policy card combinations that we're using depending on the different government type that we are at. Continuing along here, we have the Winged Hussar is a unique land unit. I'm pretty sure it replaces a knight. I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to see when we're inside the game. But I do know, because I did look at this before. I haven't practiced this build at all, so this is going to be interesting. It's either we're going to go down in flames or it's going to be fun. I don't know, one or the other. However, I did look last night to see where the strategic, or where the unique units and where the unique buildings are on the tech tree, and the Winged Hussar is unlocked in Mercenaries Civic, which is kind of convenient for us because we are basically heading there in a domination game anyways, because you want to be able to upgrade your units for cheap, so that's sort of perfect. And then also it really fits into our religious strategy, or sorry, our religious domination strategy, because it allows us to really focus on our faith and culture in order to get there faster and get to our second form of government, like we already talked about, that much faster, while basically kind of neglecting our science at the very beginning of the game. Well, not necessarily neglecting it, but not prioritizing it how we would have to in a regular domination game. And then I'm actually going to be upgrading I'm going to be upgrading Moksha all the way up to his 4-tier ability or whatever, where we can purchase districts with faith. And so I'm hoping that ability is going to be able, with our big faith economy, will allow us to basically shift him throughout city to city and like really help us cut down the production costs by being able to buy campuses or buy this or buy that with faith. So the Winged Hussar unit will be definitely playing around with that, because I plan to do a bunch of stuff with cavalry. And then the other thing here, that suckiness, I guess. Maybe somebody tell me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but from here on out I'm just gonna say the suckiness, we'll call it. Unique building here. It replaces a market, so it's nothing special. We will obviously be getting a few of them throughout the game, but more likely just depending on it for the era score more than anything. All right, well, that basically sums it up. And the other part of it, what secret society we're going to be going with, I know most people are probably assuming vampires because it's a domination game. However, we are not going to be playing with Polish vampires. We are going to be chasing after the Void Singers, actually, because I really want to take advantage of their faith, for one, from their where is it, the old world obelisk or old god obelisk or whatever it is, for using that for faith generation at the very beginning, as well as boosting our culture, because we need to get down the culture tree fast. But then also, because we're going to have that high faith generation, once we get to the medieval era, we'll be able to get 20% of our faith will be turned into science and culture and gold, which will really help us out as well. And then on top of all that, when we finally do progress further on down the line, we'll be able to get those cultists in the industrial era, I think they get unlocked, and then we'll spam out a bunch of those, send them all over to just like basically use their charges and die, and they'll create relics for us, which will then give us a huge income of faith, even more so than we've already developed, which will allow us to continue purchasing our army with faith as we go along here, or that's the plan anyway. So time will tell whether it'll be successful or not. But other than that, I've rambled on enough here going about our plans, so let's just jump into this game and see what we end up getting. Hey everybody, Gamer Grampz here. I'm quickly interrupting just to say that if you're enjoying the video, please do me a favor and leave a like on it if you haven't already. It does really go a long way towards helping the channel get discovered, and clearly you know it by now. I'm special. I need all the help I can get, right? Okay. Well, here we go. Okay, so we got to boost to foreign trade, so we're on a continent split, I guess. Nice. Okay, so that will actually work out, really well for us, because we got the era score as well, it looks like, for being the first one on the continent. So that is definitely a nice little boost there. We have quite a few resources. Honey here is easy to get up online with animal husbandry, so that is actually going to be real nice for us. Sorry, just my fucking dog. I guess a fly came in the house, and my dog's like running around the other room trying to chase it down, and it just like chased it underneath frickin'. Yeah, anyways, I'm sorry. These small things, simple minds or whatever it is. All right, so as tempted as I am to pop over and settle on the geothermal fissure, like normally I really do suggest in most situations you do that. However, that would bring us that much closer to the volcano here, and because we did jack up the disaster intensity settings to 3, I would rather avoid the volcano and just enjoy the tiles once it starts erupting. So I'll sacrifice, basically because I consider this essentially a useless tile, I'll sacrifice 1 tile for not having to constantly repair our freaking units, and we can still try and take advantage of it anyways by building the campus here or something like that, or there for a +3 campus. Since 2 tiles away, hopefully it won't be too bad of an issue.
If you've learned a lot from my videos, consider supporting the channel by becoming a member. There's 3 different choices that you can choose from, all for different prices. But for as little as $5 a month, you can help to make this channel successful and ensure that we continue to put out videos that you enjoy.
Anyway, so we are going to go ahead and settle in place here. By doing so, it also leaves us closer to the 5 food sugar, which will be real nice in order to help us grow. I'm sure right now we're going to check what we are working. We want to be working the honey tile, not that tile. So I'm glad that I did take a look. We want to get growth as quickly as we can, even though it's going to slow our production down on the scout here a little bit. That's fine. So we are also opening up with double scout. Now, personally, I think that's really important to do when you're playing secret societies. Well, even when you're just playing a religious game in general, because since we are going for a religion, which is going to kind of slow us down in the early game, you really, really, really want to do everything you can to possibly get a golden age in the classical era, so that you can turn some of the faith that you're going to be generating from going for that religion early into builders and settlers. That'll kind of help you kind of catch up from how far behind you are from your early game choices. And going for double scout really helps with that, but specifically it's even more important to get scouts out there as quickly as you can when you are playing with the secret societies mode, because the faster you can get out there and scout, the faster you have a chance of unlocking governors, right? Because when you discover natural wonders, that's a chance to unlock a governor title, depending on if you're lucky enough to meet the secret society or not. The same thing with like barbarian camps and goodie huts, and then sending envoys. So when you're you get first meets on city states, you have a chance of unlocking another governor title, and it's really, really, really powerful being able to unlock governor titles a lot earlier in the game than you normally would be able to. So you definitely want to do everything you can in order to increase your chances of probability of that happening. Now, we're going to go for animal husbandry here before we go into astrology, because I would really like to find some horses on the map. As well as just being able to get these honey tiles up and running as quickly as we can if we do manage to get a builder. I'm not sure whether I'm going to build one first. I very well might. I might go scout builder into settler. We'll have to see depending on how things go here. However, our city is going to be growing nice and fast in 4 turns, so let's just continue on our merry way and get to exploring with our barbarian. Now, I don't want to go too far because we're exploring with our barbarian, with our warrior, rather. I was just thinking about barbarians because that's exactly what I mean. We don't want to go too far with our warrior. Ooh, nice. So, because of barbarians, to finish that thought. But now, this is exactly what I was talking about, why you want to open up with double scout, in my opinion, when you're playing secret societies. Because, just look at this, we're at turn 2 or turn 3, whatever it is, and now we've unlocked a governor title. Now, we are not going to choose the Owls of Minerva. However, we will go to the governor screen, and we will be going ahead and slotting in Pingala here. Now, the reason that we're going for a Pingala so early is because, again, we want to get down that civic tree as quickly as humanly possible, and a great way to do that is his ability here of Connoisseur, where +1 culture per turn for each citizen of the city. So we are going to go ahead and appoint Pingala in the capital immediately. And that'll actually work out really well on top of that, because we have so many food tiles that the city will grow very quickly as long as we can keep their housing up. So it'll be a great spot to have Pingala in altogether. Now, as far as our governors go, like I said, we want to get him up to Connoisseur for sure. So that's another title that we're going to need there. We're going to want to get Magnus up, probably just to Groundbreaker, but possibly into Provision. because we might be going to Black Marketeer. So speaking of that, I want to take a quick look right now, so I'll jump back in a second here.
Just wanted to take a sec to let you know I'm now an official partner of Fanatical Games. They're a great company that you can buy 100% guaranteed official game keys from, which is great because you purchase a Steam key, so you don't have to worry about using a different installer like Epic Games or EA's Origin. You can find links in the description down below for both the Windows and Mac versions of the games I usually cover on the channel. But if you're buying anything else, just leave a comment below and I can give you a link for any game you're looking to buy. Believe it or not, they have deals on regularly that are even cheaper than purchasing directly from Steam itself. A perfect example of this is the New Frontier Pass for Civ 6. I literally bought it directly from Steam yesterday when it was launched, only to find out that it's on sale for 12% cheaper at Fanatical for the next 6 days. So before grabbing your next game, consider checking out fanatical.com to help yourself and help support me at the same time.
Alright, so I did a little digging off screen, and as far as I can tell, the Winged Hussar here doesn't replace. I thought it would replace the Knight. However, it looks to me like it doesn't, because the Knight is still available in our tech tree. However, the Knight has a base combat strength of 48, and the Winged Hussar has 55, so they are better than Knights. And so we very well might be getting Magnus down that tree in order to get the Black Marketeer so that we can chop out our units as quickly as possible, because I'm not sure, since the Knight is in the game for us still and it's not a replacement of it, I'm not sure how many, like if we chop out a bunch of chariots in order to pre-build for our Knights or Winged Hussars or whatever, I'm not sure if it'll which unit will it override first, so yeah. Anyways, we'll worry about that later. For now, we definitely know we'll be going after Pingala for the next governor title, so we'll do that. Meanwhile, we did get a first meet on Rapa Nui here, so let's go ahead and take a look. And they just allow us to build, if we become suzerain of them, they just allow us to build a tile improvement that gets culture. That's actually not a bad idea if we end up becoming suzerain of them. And we do get into that golden age in order to be able to buy builders with faith. We might spend some of them in order to help push us down the culture tree, just so that we can unlock our special troops there that much faster. Alright, so far nothing to see here. Again, I'm not really trying to go very far from our capital here. I want our warrior to be available for as soon as we see a Barbarian Scout, that we can quickly prioritize it and head straight towards it to take them out. Alright, so we have gained our second population in Krakow, so that is good for us. We'll continue to grow fast because we have that slot. We have that tile slotted in, so we will take advantage, and the city will grow very quickly, which will allow us to eventually work better tiles. Like, they're prioritizing the sugar for the next growth here, which will help us grow even faster. So when we do get that next turn, we'll switch the priority of the citizen over to that one. However, we don't have any more 2-2 tiles to work at the moment. We need to expand some more. So that way, I'm not gonna have both the honey and the sugar tiles worked in order to really grow fast, because we don't have the tiles for them to work right now that would justify that, in my opinion anyway. Alright, so with our warrior here, let's go ahead and head across the river and see what we can see. So a bunch of hills, that's very, very nice terrain, with some farmland possibly in there as well. So that is a decent location for a city. However, not what we're looking for early on. We want to stay as close to these mountains as we can, so we'll definitely be using our scouts to head to the east and to the north as much as we can in order to follow kind of that continent split, where there's a better chance of there being mountains for our to get our holy site locations up. So we're still working on animal husbandry there. Now, we did buy that tile, or not buy that tile, but expand to it. So let's go ahead and switch up the tiles like we talked about here. I'm not worried about the science because we don't really have anything in the tech tree that I really want to expand to that fast. So I would rather work the 2-2 tile for now. Alright, so Pingala is established in the city. That gives us a tiny little culture and tech boost for now. However, once we get another governor title, that will definitely help improve fairly quickly. Meanwhile, let's just keep poking about with our warrior here. 2 more turns until our scout is finished. I swear I just saw something move over here. I must be imagining things. So 1 turn on the scout coincides nicely with animal husbandry. Hopefully we'll be able to get a good location for with some horses, because those are really nice tiles to get up working early, especially in the early game, because we could still do a horseman rush. Even though that's light cavalry, we could still do a chop out in a city. Again, ideally, so we do have some horses down there, which is good news that we're not completely screwed over. But again, ideally we are going to be trying to expand as quickly as we can towards the mountains to get our good holy sites up and running. So speaking of which, let's go ahead and get this pinned in here. This is going to be our holy site. And then I suppose this would have to be the campus. Or no, we can do campus here for +3. And it's holy sites at +3 as well because of the mountains. I'm not sure. I don't think this counts as wood, right? No, plains and honey. And that's just a marsh and whatnot. So yeah, it'll only be a +3 because it has 1 forest. But we'll be chopping that forest out anyways, most likely. So that is fine. In the meantime, let's head up towards the north here with our first scout. And now that we've gotten animal husbandry, let's start heading towards astrology, because we will want to get it up fairly shortly here. Again, on DD difficulty, you really don't want to put off getting your religion too much. However, I have noticed that since, I think it was about the September patch from last year, they changed up that it seems like there's not such a huge rush for religions anymore, depending on, obviously, what civilizations are in your game. So now we have just gotten Code of Laws, which is nice for us. We're going to go ahead and work towards foreign trade as quickly as we can. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind here. We're going to go towards craftsmanship so that we can get the Ilkham policy for the plus 30% production towards builders as quickly as we can. And that's because I have decided after this scout, we will go ahead and get another builder before we start on our settler. And because we have animal husbandry, we'll be able to get these these honey luxuries up as quickly as we can. So that's 2 tiles we'll have. And then we'll also be going for mining shortly after astrology. So we'll be able to get this stone up and running, which will give us the boost towards craftsmanship for improving 3 tiles. Meanwhile, again here, we're not going too crazy. Let's just go to the hill. Nice, we found a Barbarian Scout, so we know there's a camp somewhere in that vicinity. And as far as our government policies go, we're going to go ahead and put in God King, because we need to start working towards our Pantheon. And we'll put in the survey policy card for the double experience towards our scouts. We want to get them boosted as quickly as we can. And alright, there's Brazil. Sure, we'll sample your hospitality. Well, you can sample ours, I mean, because they're right at our capital anyway. So now, let's go ahead and send them a delegation after we check their relationship status. And it's only -5, so that's not too shabby at all. However, they are the Owls of Minerva, which is a little bit unfortunate, because they are our rivals once we end up going with our Void Singer one that we're planning on. However, we're still a ways away from that, so hopefully we'll be able to declare a friendship with them before we choose our secret society, which shouldn't actually be an issue if we are lucky. Let's cross over here. I didn't know the coast was there, but that's sort of nice. I'm hoping that Barb Camp is on this side. And even better, he's actually moving in this vicinity, so we'll be able to box him in between our scout and our warrior here and get him in the zone of control and hopefully be able to double team him. Because personally too, I would always recommend, if you don't do it, I'm not sure how experienced you are or not, but if you, especially when you have the survey policy card in to double your scout's experience, always attack Barbarian Scouts with your own scout when you see them. It's such a quick way to get them promoted, and because it's just a scout, it does very little damage. Like, the odd time I'll even attack like a Barbarian warrior if the situation is right, where I know I'll still survive and be able to get away, because getting your scouts promoted early is critical in order to explore the map as fast as you can. Alright, so the scout chose to head towards our scout. That's fine. We're going to move in here and again keep it in the zone of control between the two units. And now here you'll see what I was talking about, where we're going to get 8 experience for bopping the scout with our scout here, and clearly we're a-okay as far as health wise. We're not in any risk. And now he's going back this way. So what we're going to do is, instead of hitting him with the warrior, I'm going to actually just move here to, again, keep him in the zone of control. And then we're going to move back here again with the scout. And this will ensure that next turn we'll be able to hit him with our scout again, which will give us the promotion that we're looking for. So that is great. And another thing, just in case you're not completely aware of it, that once your units get promoted to the first time, they changed this a while ago. Okay, so we're promoted there. Once you actually take your promotion, you do not want to engage with Scout, Barbarian, any Barbarian units at all after that, because once you get promoted to the first level, it goes from, like, say, gaining 8 experience per attack there to just 1 experience, no matter what. Like, even if you have the survey policy card in, so it's not worth it anymore. Anywho, speaking of this, so we are expanding in the capital, which is nice. We're going to go ahead and grab that builder here quickly. And then our scout has finished. So with this one, let's go ahead and head over yonder and see what we can see over there. Now we are getting close to astrology being pre-boosted, so I probably will switch out of it, considering we still have 9 turns before we build this builder, and then we're going to be building a settler before we build our first holy site. So there's not a huge rush to completely finish astrology, other than researching it enough so that it's completely boosted, so that when we do find a natural wonder, if we do find that, we instantly finish it. But so this is... It's a little bit deceiving here, just in case you don't know. See how there's that little tiny sliver right there? That is not completely boosted. So just because of the Pingala giving us our boost to science and culture and it being a little bit weird, it didn't completely finish it. So we'll have to spend another turn in astrology before it's totally boosted. So if you pay attention to that, you'll see it next turn, that little sliver at the top will be completely gone, and then we'll switch away from it. Meanwhile, our scout over here has gotten his promotion, so what we're going to do is actually move 1 tile so that we don't completely waste his turn, and then we'll take that promotion. We're going to go ahead and grab Ranger here, because there's so many woods and rainforests and stuff around us that I think that's the better choice rather than the Alpine, which I normally prioritize. Meanwhile, though, with our warrior here, let's go ahead and start heading down this way, because I'm guessing that the encampment was over here somewhere, but we could be wrong. It could be up here, because maybe the scout had explored over there and was headed back when we first saw it. Who knows? But between the 2 units, I'm sure we'll find that camp soon, and with any luck, be able to take it out. Meanwhile, here with this scout, let's bounce across to... Ooh, nice. Goody hut. I was going to say to the hill, so that we can get more visibility here and decide exactly where we want to go. And now we know exactly where we want to go, so that solves that. Ah, nice. And there's a barbarian camp over here, too. So I think what we will go ahead and do is... Ooh, I'm so tempted to... Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is have this scout come over and get the goody hut. Hopefully I don't regret that, and hopefully Brazil doesn't end up nabbing that on us. However, I would much rather scare their scout away. I do not want him coming towards our capital and getting triggered, and then have this camp start spawning units before we can get over there to kill it. Meanwhile, like I was talking about, that little sliver disappeared at the top here, so we're going to switch out of astrology now and actually go into mining in order to be able to get those the quarry up online there once we get that builder out. Now, meanwhile, with this warrior, let's head across here quickly. I just want to make sure that there isn't a barbarian hut over here that's going to start spawning on us, because I'm pretty sure here the scout will piss off and we'll be able to keep them from spawning units. Meanwhile, let's head up onto this hill here, and maybe we don't have to go get it with this unit after all. Because of our promotion here, we can zip through territory real quick. So let's go ahead and do that. And meanwhile, too, here, craftsmanship is now 100% boosted. There's no sliver at the top, so we're going to switch it into foreign trade there as well, because we still have quite a ways to go before the builder finishes and then upgrades our different tiles that we've been talking about. So there's no point wasting culture by further researching that, since we're not in a huge rush at the moment anyway. Alright, so let's, I guess, go up onto the hill here. Ooh.
For
nice.
all around were rocks of the weirdest forms, standing in apparently a position without a knowledge of astrology.
Oh, okay, and I was just going to say, and we didn't get it, I thought, but we did. All right, so finding that natural wonder, and it is a great natural wonder too, by the way, I love it. However, finding that natural wonder there got us the invitation to the Hermetic Order. So again, we are not going to be choosing them. However, we are going to be taking advantage of that governor title, and now we're going to promote Pingala here to connoisseur. So we'll be getting our, like, we're going to double our culture at least. So we're at plus 3.6. We'll confirm that bad boy in, and we've also finished astrology because we got that boost. However, what I'm more concerned about is our culture, and it's not showing right now because it's just a visual glitch, but it'll go, because we have a 4 population, we'll be at 7.6 culture per turn, which will really speed things up for us in that department. Other than that, I'm also super happy because not only did we discover the natural wonder over here, we also found the barbarian hut, so that is great. Hopefully when we kill that, we will get another invitation to the Sanguine Pact, so time will tell with that. And finding this natural wonder also, we want to settle within 2 tiles of it. Ugh. However, we don't have any fresh water at the moment in order to do that. So we'll have to see, because ideally we would like to settle close to it so that we can make some good holy sites around it too, because that totally opens up the ability here. So if it comes down to it, I might not even settle a tile or settle a city immediately within 2 turns. I would rather settle better cities and get the air score, depending, we'll see how it goes, what kind of city locations we find up and around the mountains here, and we'll deal with it accordingly. So other than that though, so we got astrology, right, and we're headed into mining. Yep, so let's just head to the next turn. Alright, so the scout is coming back again, but fuck him. So we're gonna pop back down here, and it looks like somebody is actually chipping away at that. I'm not sure whether it's Rapa Nui or Brazil or something. So we might be able to squeak in there and steal the goodie hut as well for the era score. In the meantime, let's head over here, and we'll head down yonder to be able to grab that goodie hut next turn. Other than that, our warrior here is actually, we're going to heal up quickly, and then we'll attack them next turn with our full health. So again, oh, Brazil's right fucking close. God damn it. So that's a little bit unfortunate for sure. They are like our immediate neighbors, which definitely complicates things. We are going to want to do everything we can in order to... Alright, well, we got the boost towards early empire. I guess that is something we would have got there pretty fast anyways because of our great population growth in the capital, but it is what it is. Meanwhile, like I said, let's go ahead and pop up here. Okay, so we met Geneva, which is cool. Alright, hopefully we'll be able to quickly snipe this camp here with any luck. Alright, so it looks like we're shit out of luck because they they'll be able to kill it with 2 attacks from their warriors. So the only way we're going to snipe that is if we get lucky, and only one of them attacks it for some reason, but I doubt that's going to happen. So what we are going to do is actually pop over and hit their scout there and take our +8 experience. Because again, as soon as we get them promoted by 1, it really makes a big deal to how fast we can explore. And now, going over here, there's not really anything too crazy. So we're just going to smash into them. But again, fingers crossed, only one of them attacks, but not so lucky. really didn't think we were going to get that one there. Alright, so we did end up getting foreign trade though. We are going to immediately go straight towards early empire here, and that's going to actually... work out really well for us timing wise, because we'll be able to get our the plus 50% production towards settlers in that much quicker, which will allow us to really get those settlers out quickly. Yeah, just leave it alone. I know. Other than that, though, we're going to leave God King in because we still have a ways to go before our Pantheon, and the same thing with Survey. I would like to get these scouts double promoted if at all possible, so that would be swell. Speaking of which, I don't think we're going to be lucky enough to get another promotion with this scout here, because we can't reach him, and I think because his camp's destroyed, he's going to basically suicide himself. So we're not even going to try it. We'll actually go away from him and head down towards the south here. But what we will do is, I know I said don't attack them, generally speaking, once you've already received one promotion, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. We're only going to get one experience for this. However, I am going to do it anyways just to kill the scout, because I want to be, then we're only be one barbarian away from getting the boost to bronze working, the Eureka for it. So that's why we're going to kill them here. You can see there we only got the one experience, so that's why normally I would not do that. However, in this situation it's going to work out perfectly, because as soon as we kill the spearman over here, then we'll get the Eureka to bronze working. And again, you're always trying to maximize things as quickly as you can in order to be as efficient as you can and speed through the tiles. So speaking of that, I should have done this actually when I should have done this earlier and bought that tile when we discovered astrology in order to lock the price in. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Better late than never. So now that price is locked in, and we'll go back to working on our builder though. Other than that though, we've naturally expanded because of our high culture. We've naturally expanded to the tiles where we don't have to purchase anything, so I'll be able to get the 2 honeys up online and the stone, and it will allow us to actually trade with Brazil as well, which will help things along. However, it really is unfortunate them being so close here. Doesn't leave us a lot of room to work with at the moment, so we'll definitely have to explore to the south and to the southeast here and see what we have to work with. Anywho, now that we have mining taken care of, I'm not in a huge rush. We don't have any desert, so I'm not really that concerned about going towards masonry that fast. It would be nice to get there fairly soon, because with us being on the heightened disaster level, it's just any time now I'm sure these volcanoes are going to become active, and I would ideally like to be able to chop these stone instead of having them just be melted by the volcano, so that we can take advantage of the production. However, I don't think that's really going to be in the policy cards, Jesus, in the cards for us in this game, so I'm not really gonna worry about it too much. Other than that though, let's take a look in the tech tree and see what we want to be working towards. I think essentially I think we basically want to go to apprenticeship as quickly as we can. This path takes us down a good route here. We'll be able to get writing for campuses, archery for archers, and then horsemen as well will be unlocked by going that route. And then the reason we want to get there as quickly as we can, because ideally we are going to want a few industrial zones, but more importantly is the +1 production to all mines. That's a really big boost of production, especially considering we're going to be having quite a few mines spread throughout our locations here. Alright, so speaking of our locations here, while the timing is good, I think we will try and squeeze a city in here. Now, what we'll do is we're going to plan to put our city here. It's on a plains hill, so that'll be a 2-2 tile base to start with, and then we'll plan to put our holy site here and a campus here. So this campus will end up being +2 from that. It'll be a +4 and then +5 campus in the long run once we get that holy site and the city location down, and then this holy site will be +2, and then once we get the campus down, it'll be +3, which is that magic number that we're looking for. And then other than that, we can also look to, in case we don't get the campus right away, what we might do is build an encampment here, and then that way it'll do the same thing. Whether we go for the encampment first or the campus first, either way, that will bump up our holy site to a +3, and that's the magic number. So that is a nice location. So we definitely want to squeeze in here before Brazil gets there and screws up our plans. Otherwise, I'm going to cry a whole bunch. And then I think our other city will be over here somewhere once we kind of look around and find the best possible location to lay it down. Alright, so the camp has started spawning units now, which is a little bit unfortunate. And there's not really a lot of good defensive terrain. And in case you don't know, once they start spawning units, they're basically not going to stop for quite a while, which is a little bit unfortunate for us. And the other thing that it also does is the spearmen themselves will start to come out, and they'll get cocky. So I want to definitely get up onto the hills for some defensive terrain here, because we'll most likely be getting attacked by both units on the following turn. Alright, so now here we're still not promoted with this scout. However, we are fairly close, so hopefully we'll be able to find something to get that extra promotion. In the meantime, though, let's head up here and just kind of take a look around Brazil and see what they have going on. Alright, so we definitely need housing in the capital here. That's the one unfortunate thing about having so many good food tiles around and not enough production ones. We'll be doing what we can here to kind of counterbalance that. The first thing we're going to do is come up here and get that stone improved, and that'll be another 2/2 tile to work. As tempted as I am to buy this stone as well for another good tile for them to work, I think it's more important that we get the bonus towards craftsmanship, and then on top of that, that we save our gold in case we have to buy a certain tile for like our city over here or something in order to get their holy site up and running as quickly as we can. So speaking of which, we're actually going to take 3 turns to work on our holy site here. Actually, yeah, that makes sense, because we're going to be going a settler next, then our holy site, then followed by a second settler. So it just, since we're doing it in that order anyways, it makes more sense to spend the 3 turns working on our holy site right now, rather than working on the settler without the colonization policy card on, because we're going to have plus 50% production towards it. So it just makes a lot more sense to do it this way, and we're being as efficient as possible. So speaking of which, let's go ahead and get that tile up online. And then here, so they haven't attacked us, we're lucky in that regard. We're going to sit here and tank this shot from the warrior, and then I think we should be okay to attack them the following turn, which will give us a promotion, and then we should be able to heal up. But we got to play it carefully there, because we really do not want to lose that warrior. Alright. Fucking Brazil stealing our mountains. It's going to be that much sweeter when we end up destroying them in the long run. Alright, so their scout has officially seen us. I saw it over there. So we want to definitely kill this city, or kill this camp as quickly as we can. So we should be okay here to survive this attack. And then we should barely survive their attack and be able to promote there. So hopefully I didn't jinx us there when I said that they're going to they're going to come out and attack us. Hopefully until that scout gets there, they just mind their own business, and that way we can promote to heal up. Next turn we're going to switch into the into starting to produce the settler. So we got that boosted there, that's nice. We'll head over to get the honey up online next, and then we'll trade that to Brazil as quickly as we can. So he's going pretty slow here. He hasn't got early empire yet, which leads me to believe that he's actually going for a religion. So let's take a look here and see. And yeah, you can see that he's got earning +2 great profit points per turn already. So that's why he's a little bit slower here, and still his borders are still open to us, because he's prioritizing going for a religion just like we are. So that's actually some comfort. There's some comfort in that, because hopefully it gives us a little bit of extra time there to improve our relationship with him, and then in a perfect world not piss him off until we're ready to go to war, which hopefully won't be too long. Right, sure, it's an honor to meet you. Let's exchange information on your capitals. Okay, so he's way up there. We did survive, so that is good. That is very good indeed. And now let's go ahead and take the promotion here. We'll take Battle Cry for the +7 combat strength versus melee and ranged units. And I just really, this promotion is a lot better than Tortoise when it comes to clearing out barbarian camps and stuff, which is what we're going to be using this guy for. So let's definitely go ahead and pick that. Meanwhile, we finished early Empire here, so we're going to go ahead and change policies now. We still have to leave God King in, but the great thing about it is that we, because we have the wildcard policy, like I said, it lets us be a little bit more creative, so we can leave God King in so we continue getting towards our Pantheon and then still slot in the colonization down there. So that's a nice little perk that we get just because we are Poland. Meanwhile, now that we have gotten early Empire, we will be getting craftsmanship, so that, again, there's no point wasting time towards that. Now let's take a look at that mission here. Oh, they want us to train a galley, so that's definitely not going to happen. Triggering a Eureka for the wheel. I don't think we have any resources we're going to mine. I guess we could mine the copper if we went and did that. But we'll deal with it when the time comes. Alright, so like I said, I just noticed our volcano started smoking there. So we are definitely shit out of luck. It's going to melt our stone and stuff before we're able to chop it. So there's no point losing a whole bunch of sleep about that. It just is what it is. So the reason I was looking at this here was to see if I wanted to go for mysticism in order to get an extra envoy, if we could become a suzerain of them real quick, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case for us in this playthrough. So in the meantime, I suppose, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's not going to hurt at all, because we need to get to theology as quickly. Oh, I always thought... Yeah, you do need drama and poetry. Yeah. Or, I mean, mysticism. Yeah, because we want to get to theology as quickly as we can in order to get to scripture to really boost our faith and also unlock the Mahabodhi temple here. So we will go ahead and work on mysticism for now. And then in a few more turns, it should be 4 turns or so, I think, between getting that promoted and that, we'll have that promotion that we were looking for. Just realized I'm pretty sure I forgot to send him a delegation. Oh, good. Okay. I was thinking, for some reason in my head, I was thinking it was the previous turn, but lucked out and it wasn't, so that is great. We'll go ahead and do that. Now let's check our relationship as well. So it's only -4. That's something that's really easy to overcome. What is his agenda? Keeps his citizens happy and loyal, impressed by those with similar priorities, especially if the cities were founded by many players. So he's going to actually like us if we start taking over cities, which will be a little bit weird. Meanwhile, let's take a look with our scout here. So now Brazil has got early empire. You can see they've shut off their borders, so that is good. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pay for open borders here, and that will help us increase our relationship with them. Like, I'm willing to pay now for that to happen. And then let's just double check here with Solomon. He doesn't have open borders. Let's see if he'll pay us for ours. Yeah, not yet, because our relationship isn't that good with him. However, now I want to come down and explore Brazil as much as we can here. And then hopefully with this scout here, we're going to be able to... Oh, never mind. I was going to say circle around this way, but it looks like we're probably at the ass end of the continent here. So hopefully we'll be able to fit our 4 or 5 cities that we wanted to in pretty easily. Like, we have this one here, which is good. And then it should actually be okay, because this is a big natural wonder here. So we should be able to get lots of at least 3 more cities in built around it, where we can get holy sites with good adjacency bonuses. But we'll figure that out when it comes. All right, so meanwhile, technology-wise, I don't think there's anything we want to rush towards at the moment. Actually, you know what? There is. Let's go ahead and promote him to researcher as well here for the +1 science per population. That'll really help us take advantage of our huge population in the capital here. You can see it next turn, it's almost going to double our science output, so that is good. It'll help us get where we want to go that much quicker. But now that he has 3 promotions into him, that's as far as we're going to get him for the rest of the game. And now we'll move over to Magnus and then Moksha as well. We want to get promoted nice and early so that we can start buying districts with our faith once we increase our faith output to make that worthwhile. Alright, so the warrior there killed himself on us. We definitely need to heal up a little bit here before we engage the spearman again. However, we are on a little bit of a timer because that scout is going to be heading over here, and then they're going to really start spawning units on us, and we don't have the money to buy. Oh shit, I forgot we were supposed to start on the settler last turn. My bad. Let's get to work on that, and let's put them on production focus as well. So there you go, it gets us down to 6 turns for that, which is nice. And now we can get this up online, which we can then find out who's going to trade us for more gold here. So we'll get 6 per turn from him. And Solomon will give us 6 and 5, so we'll obviously take that first. And then we'll trade to Brazil again once we get this one up online too. And so I'm normally in the early game, I'm always buying with bulk gold. However, we don't have a whole lot that we want to do with our bulk gold in this situation, because we still don't have any slingers to upgrade to archers and whatnot once we get it. So yeah, it just is what it is at this point, and I think we're better off with the higher gold income in the long run in this particular situation. Right, so there is their capital. Again, there's not much point coming back around here. We'll be able to explore with our warrior once we deal with that camp. So let's just start heading around with our scout. We want to take it nice and slow because we are injured. Oh, baby. Do you think we can? I think we can. I think we can run our ass around here. We're gonna give it a go. We are going to give it a go. Sorry, Monsieur Brazil. Looks like we won't be declaring friendship with them after all. Yes, goodbye. Alright. Well, that makes things interesting. So we're going to have to be very careful here because they are going to be coming towards us with their military. So we will want to get archery down to 1 turn and then build up a few slingers here as quickly as we can. So it's definitely going to shift things up for us. Hopefully we'll be able to peace out with them fairly quickly in 10 turns. I just want to... Geneva's at war with us as well. Okay, so that is good to know. We definitely want to get our scout the hell away from her. But I think we should be okay. I'm going to head up north and hopefully we'll kind of be able to outrun them in the long run. So let's go ahead and link up for now and skip turn. Meanwhile here, we'll go ahead and get that going like we already talked about. Alright, so because we're at war with Geneva now, I'm going to actually cross the river so we can avoid them. I don't want to bump into any other units accidentally. Whatever. So he's a little bit pissy with us. That's okay. Okay, so they're around there. So if we start heading to the north now, that should be okay. I was just expecting them to have some units right there, but whatever, that is a-okay. We will deal with it. In the meantime, this isn't going to be our next city until we can make peace with Brazil, so so we definitely want to come settle over here and just avoid this area altogether for the time being. Alright, so with our scout here, Let's go ahead and...
The rising
Ooh,
world
nice.
of waters dark and deep.
I was going to say heading towards the east, but that is beautiful. Oh, that is not so beautiful. Wait. Hold on, I don't think they can attack us. I think we should be okay to run. Because there's a hill here. Yeah. Okay, thank God. And it did give us the promotion. I think we got a promote. Stonehenge. Not entirely sure. Let's see. So, all right. So we are just going to continue running up this way, down there, and then meanwhile here we do have the promotion. So again, they can't attack us because those are two hills there. So we're just going to move to here. We'll move to here, and then we'll take our promotion. And with this one, I think we are going to take the hill promotion because there seems to be a lot more hills down this way, like the jungle and whatnot, and forests seem to be up there. So in the meantime, now we're going to switch out of archery. Let's go into writing in the meantime. Actually, let's go towards bronze working since we already have it boosted. And we will want to get our encampments out fairly soon anyway. Not to mention, there's no rush for us to get campuses online, as we are going to be prioritizing holy sites first and then encampments second in order to get our great general. In the meantime, fingers crossed here.
Hey everybody, Gamer Grampz here. I'm quickly interrupting just to say that if you're enjoying the video, please do me a favor and leave a like on it if you haven't already. It does really go a long way towards helping the channel get discovered, and clearly you know it by now. I'm special. I need all the help I can get, right?
Alright, so let's switch out of mysticism, and we're about to be getting craftsmanship here anyways. So let's switch onto that since we're about to finish it. Let's go ahead and get that up and running. And now let's change policies, and let's definitely... there's only 2 turns left until that settler's done. So let's switch into a Gauge out of colonization and confirm that. We still want to get our Pantheon up as quickly as we can, and clearly we're not going to be able to get started on our holy site here as fast as we would have liked to. Now, Brazil's coming to play with us. I would rather start getting this slinger out a little bit quicker so that we can defend ourselves until... let's go ahead and we want to smash the camp here as quickly as we can so that we can get our warrior back home in order to help deal with that. In the meantime, though, let's go ahead and work towards military tradition since we're going to be clearing that barbarian camp out. It'll give us a chance to do so, and getting the flanking and support bonuses will definitely help us defend ourselves against Brazil. I'm hoping here once we get up to 160 we can buy a warrior, and between the slinger and the warrior we should be able to take care of them there with any luck. Let's... oh, hello. I was going to say let's keep going there, but we might have to play Ring Around the Rosie here with this warrior. Okay, good. They didn't go after us. Alright, so let's play Ring Around the Rosie now that that warrior got out of our way there and is headed down towards our city. Here, let's go ahead and just quickly heal up one more turn so that we take less damage when we kill them. In the meantime, we got 2 turns on that slinger, and we're about 5 turns away from... yeah, about 5 turns away from being able to afford a builder, so the slinger will be what we have to work with at the moment. In the meantime, let's just keep exploring with our scout here. Let's jump up onto the hill just to see what we can see. Ooh, okay, so there's a Geneva warrior there. We'll definitely be headed the other way. Hopefully that volcano doesn't just spew all over us. So far, so good. Famous last words, right? Alright, nice. We met another city-state here, and Lahore. Oh, okay, cool. This is the city-state. I haven't been able to use them yet, but they're actually like a really perfect find for us in this game because being able to purchase... they have a unit, a military unit that you can purchase with faith when you're their suzerain, so we'll definitely explore that at a later point. What do they want us to do? Train a spearman. That should actually definitely be a possibility. So we'll have to see how that goes. We might be able to get that done before the era. I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to see how it times out. Meanwhile, now that we're healed here, let's go ahead and smash them, and fingers crossed that we get the Sanguine Pact invitation. Unfortunately, it looks like we're shit out of luck as far as that goes, so we'll just have to deal with it in the meantime. Our Slinger should be finished here. Next turn, we'll be able to buy a Warrior as well to help take care of this. So the first thing we're going to do is just target their melee units. Remember, they can't kill us. They cannot kill us, like take our city with ranged units. So the faster we kill those other units, the better as far as I'm concerned. Meanwhile, we're actually going to put a turn into state workforce because we're going to be at 24.7 faith next turn, and I want to be able to switch out of our God King policy card when we get to 25. So that'll time out well. Anyways, in the meantime, we finished one Slinger. I think I really don't want to get overwhelmed here, so I think our best bet is to start on another Slinger really quick. And then I'm sure between the two Slingers and the Warrior, we should be able to hold down the fortress here, and at least until our Warrior over here gets back. Meanwhile, let's just explore with him, since I think we pretty much have it in hand there. Hopefully I don't get jinxed here. Let's kind of head down here so we stay away from that volcano and don't die from it. Alright, so we're actually going to move over out here with our Slinger, and we're going to purchase the Warrior in the city so that they can have a higher combat bonus to do more damage against them. And yeah, that for now. Meanwhile, I'm hoping that we come across some goody huts or something over there. We finished bronze working, so we can actually get a spearman if we wanted to. Oh, let's start actually going towards the wheel and putting some effort into that, because we do have iron here. In order to get an iron mine up and running, that will count. And then we can actually start getting some heavy chariots with our policy card there. Meanwhile, now, like we said, we'll get our Pantheon once we hit 25, so let's switch back into not mysticism, I almost screwed that up there, into military tradition, so that we can switch out of it immediately once that happens. And okay, so another barbarian camp spawn, but way over here though. We're definitely in no way, shape or form in any position to go clear that. I mean, I suppose we could try and run back with our scout and maybe get lucky, but considering that Geneva was over there, I don't think we're going to do that. 3 more turns until we can try to make peace with Brazil. I honestly think that going after that settler was a little bit of a screw-up, but I just couldn't help myself. Alright, so it looks like we have somebody else here. I have no clue. We'll have to find that out the hard way once we go across the river in a couple turns. Alright, so fingers crossed here that Warrior has kept on his way down there, and it looks like he has, so I don't know whether that's a good thing or not. Meanwhile, okay, so we got military tradition, and we should have got our Pantheon. I don't know why we didn't. I'm just gonna say fuck it and switch out of it anyway. Let's leave. Hold on. Yeah, you know what? Let's leave a Gouge in for one more Slinger here. Because we're gonna meet whoever that is next turn, and we'll be able, well, this turn actually. Okay, Japan, there we go. Sure, it's an honor to meet you. We'd love to sample your hospitality. Let's take a look and see our relationship status here. What in the flying fuck? I have never seen that before in mine. Minus 21. That is insane. I have never seen that before in my entire life. Well, my entire life, obviously. But the entire time I'm playing that, the worst I've ever seen for a relationship is minus 8. And that's, like, brutally bad. So minus 21? Ugh. So in the meantime, then, we are definitely going to just make this trade before he denounces us, because it's... wrong one, sorry. Yeah, we will take this, but in bulk gold, though, so that we can upgrade our archers and stuff. That will definitely go a long way towards making that happen, which should allow us to fight off Brazil without too much more trouble. So I think I changed my mind, actually, about having that slinger there. I'm going to move our warrior out. Oh, that's a little bit weird. That's definitely a glitch, because if I can move into the city, let's see if this will work. I'm just curious, because I've never seen this happen before. But, so let's go ahead and smash that warrior there and see. Oh no, it won't let us. Okay, I didn't think so, but I figured it didn't hurt to try. We'll move the slinger back there and heal up, and then they're closer to getting promotion, so we'll probably move them into the capital. But meanwhile, we did finish military tradition, so let's just head straight towards state workforce now. And there you go, we did get our Pantheon after all, so let's take a look and see what choices we have here. So clearly the freaking the settler's gone. There's no chance for that. You know what? We're gonna have a lot of camps. Hold on. Okay, that is their Goddess of the Hunt. +1 food and +1 production from camps. I think that's what we're gonna take. Because we have luxury. We have 2 luxuries that are using camps on our continent here, between the ivory and then the honey. And then that's actually going to give us... Pastures might not be bad. There's a lot of bananas. 1, 2, 3... Yeah, never mind. I'm going to take the plantations one if it's available. Yeah, we have olives too. Yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look here. I think we're going to go Goddess of Festivals for the +1 culture from plantations. Will be... It's not going to help us immediately, but once we get irrigation, we'll get that up online. And then there's quite a few plantations up here as well, with these bananas and whatnot. And then if we get a city down here as well. Actually, I thought more about it. You know what? It's a little bit unconventional. But I think since we are on the updated, we're on the increased, whatchamacallit, disaster setting, we're on +3, and we have a volcano here, not to mention geothermal fissure there, and I don't think we settled on that one there. I think we're going to try out the fire goddess, just for a change of pace. We don't usually do it very often. But with any luck, it'll earn us some extra faith. I think that's definitely a better option for us than the Earth Goddess I was considering as well. However, I build so many mines and stuff, and I'm going to be focusing on production and just chopping everything out, that I think this will be an interesting thing to try. Now, I am tempted, I think the Goddess of the Festivals probably would have been the best choice here. However, I don't know how many cities I'm going to get up before we start chopping and whatnot, and I just would rather get some extra faith so that hopefully we can take advantage of it. Clearly we're not going to be going into a golden age in the classical era, but with any luck we'll be able to rebound into the medieval era. Fertility rights would actually be a decent choice as well. Getting that extra builder would be nice. However, right at the moment we don't have anything to do until we can deal with Brazil here. So I think as fun as it is to do sometimes, I think we can honestly say that stealing a settler when we're trying to go for a religion is not the fucking smartest thing to do, because it's definitely going to throw a wrench into your plans here. I mean, don't get me wrong, it will be nice once we get the actual city up here, but still, yeah, it just definitely freaking mess things up for us. Anyways, here I'm gonna go with the +1 production in the capital here, and we'll leave a Gauge in until we can finish off this slinger. We do have the cash now, or we will at least have a $180 to upgrade all 3 of our slingers into archers, which will allow us to finish them off without too much problems. Now, Meanwhile, we finished mysticism there as well, which gave us the boost. I believe we do have an envoy. Oh, never mind. Was it Kamasi? I don't know. No, because we were the first meet on... Or no, we were the first meet on Rapa Nui, not... Wait, I don't even remember meeting Kamasi. Well, there you go. Apparently we met Kamasi. I know, I'm special. Just leave me alone. Alright, anywho. Let's keep going, poking about with this warrior here. So it looks like we are on that ass end, just like we thought. Yes. Shut up. Alright, so there goes that stone. I knew we weren't going to be able to chop it out in time. I am curious to see, though, was that just a glitch with Japan or something? I want to check out our relationship. No. So we apparently triggered 2 of his agendas, apparently. Interesting. Alright, meanwhile, though, I think we're in okay shape here. We'll heal up there. Smash him there. And smash here as well. Now, let's definitely avoid those barbarians. So let's get the hell out of here. Yeah, we definitely are on that ass end over there. Alright, so at least we got lots of volcano tiles for our faith eventually. Meanwhile, I think what we're going to do is come settle here on the geothermal fissure. I'm curious whether we'll get the faith or not for settling on it. I think so, because they changed that, like, the geothermal fissure stays there if you settle on it. So I'm not 100% sure though. Alright, so meanwhile here, let's go ahead and hit the warrior. There you go. We got him injured enough that I don't think he'll attack, so we'll just fortify until healed here with our warrior. And then meanwhile, we're only 1 turn away from getting our slinger, so the following turn we'll jump right into archery. Right. So we are definitely not off to the start that we would have liked, that's for sure. Alright, well, we met Preslov here, and there's another volcano, so that's good news for us. Train a galley, that's not likely to happen. Hopefully we can squeak by here before the volcano erupts and kills us. Meanwhile, let's see if we can actually piece him out. I doubt he'll be willing to do it. Yeah, not until we kill off some of his units, so that's fine. Getting these archers here will definitely be a big help towards that. So now that we got that, we're going to switch into archery immediately. I think I'm going to risk it and go and kill that unit. Hopefully the volcano doesn't decide it wants to be a prick here. But we'll pop out there with our slinger. And then here we'll hit there. And then that way we'll be able to promote both of... promote and attack with all of these units here next turn. Well, sorry, not promote and attack, but be able to promote them and then attack with the archers and deal a lot of damage. Alright, so in the meantime, though, we are definitely finally going to head towards... You know what? How many turns? We got 8 turns left. Let's see how many other people are going for a religion. Ooh, Brazil... 12. So there's 3 that are going for it already. Okay, Brazil already has it. So as long as Arabia isn't in the game, we might get lucky and still be able to squeak out a religion if we really concentrate on it. However, I think it's much more important to get our settler out in the meantime. First. Speaking of which, let's head down there and try and get towards our location. Ooh, a barb camp spawned. I didn't even notice. So I think now we're just going to head back with our warrior. The volcano was nice enough not to kill us, so that's at least something. Looks like that might be another civilization over there.
May the forces of evil become confused.
Alright, so we got archery now. Let's go ahead and... okay, well, first off, we're going to upgrade you. I'm going to let them stay there, and I'll upgrade it into an archer with one of them. And then next turn we'll switch them out and then upgrade or whatever, but that should allow us to hit with 2 archers, which should allow us to start pushing back this army of theirs. We're almost on state workforce, which is nice. Alright, so I'm actually going to settle on the Plains Hill right here. I think that'll be fine. It leaves us with a lot of chops that we have access to here, like we're in range of a lot of chops, and then also we can get access to the 2 dies there, and we'll start with the 2-2 base and be close to working these 2 tiles as well. I think in the long run that's okay. Meanwhile, now that we have done archery, let's go towards horseback riding. I think what we're going to do is we're going to just bum rush Brazil, and I'll do that. We'll do a horseman rush on Brazil, and we'll be able to chop that out fairly quickly. Once we'll have to come down here and get the horses up online here in this city. But yeah, I think we'll be able to do that, and then yeah, it's just going to be an interesting process. That starting that war really wasn't the best of options. I'm going to heal up with our warrior here. Hopefully that volcano doesn't come after us. Speaking of volcanoes, there's another one there. That's good to know. Meanwhile here, okay, that is still just Japan. Alright, so just in time. We've finished state workforce, which is nice. Let's immediately... okay, so we're going to drop this city here like we talked about. That gives us a bit of air score. Actually, there's no way we pull this off, right? Hold on. Six turns. Could you get there? You'd have to settle not on fresh water in order to get it, but that could happen. Okay, so hold on. That would be +3. We're at 15, so we need 10 altogether. This would be 3. Hold on, I'm going to try and figure this out off screen. Just one. Alright, so I thought about this, and we're going to give this a go to try and make our golden age happen. We are on quite the timetable here. There's only 6 turns left until the era ends. Alright, but I think I figured out a way to do it. If we go if we go and settle here, we'll get +3 air score for settling near the we'll get +3 air score for settling near the Wonder, but then on top of that we'll be near floodplains as well, so I think we'll get +4 technically for settling in the city, which we should be able to do because we should be able to settle it on turn 5. And then hold on, what type of land is that on? Let me just double check. That's flat land, so we'll be able to move and settle. Yeah, we should be fine. Anyways, and then, so we're going to finish our holy site here in 4 turns, which will give us +6, or ideally +7, if that works out with the +1 air score for the flood. I'm not 100% sure, because I think you have... Actually, yeah, that should be, because I think it's 2 tiles you have to be within, so with any luck, that should do it right there. And then, as long as we're able to kill this barbarian camp here, that should be +3, and that should give us what we need. And I think that between, if we start moving our archers up right now, between our archer and we have the scout here nearby as well, between these 2 units, we should actually be able to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the scout closer, because I think once we move here and we're within their line of sight, I think the spearmen will come out to attack us, and we should be able to just quickly snipe the era score with our scout with any luck there. Meanwhile, here in the capital, we're going to upgrade our slinger to an archer there, and we're actually going to go ahead and attack this warrior over there, since they are the healthier unit. And then again, we're going to roll the dice with our life and hope that the volcano doesn't freaking attack us. So we'll just hang out there for now. In the meantime, we finish state workforce. Let's immediately get towards political philosophy here as quickly as we can. Meanwhile, we do have another governor title. However, I think, because I plan to actually horse rush them, that we will... we're going to go with Magnus right away here, and I plan to be chopping it from there, so let's go ahead and establish him in that city anyway. So let's put him in Lublin. Alright, meanwhile, policy cards wise, we're done producing units in the capital, so it makes no sense to leave that in. Let's definitely go ahead and start earning some great profit points per turn. We need to catch up. We definitely want to squeak in as quickly as we can, and we'll leave the production card in as well. Overall, meanwhile here, let's go ahead and start with a builder. Actually, let's start with a holy site. It's always going to be a shitty holy site. Do we want to build that pasture? Yeah, because we don't want to get near there. We'll just go ahead and put it here. We'll overwrite that and get them to work on it. We're so late here with our holy sites that we need to do everything we can. Other than that, let's make sure that they're working their tiles the way we want them to, and there's not a whole lot of option that they have. So yeah, I guess for now, that's as good as we can get. Meanwhile, I think we're going to be okay here. Let's head across here. Alright. So the volcano didn't attack us. That is good news. So we are definitely going to head over here with our scout, and we'll hang out. And then now we are going to move here with the archer. So the spearmen should come out to attack us, and then we should be able to gobble up that air score. In the meantime, again, I'm not worried that these injured frickin'... Oh, actually, I guess we should be worried. I take that back. I was going to say I'm not worried that the injured warrior is there. However, we are getting so low on health in the capital that I'll go ahead and get rid of that unit. In the meantime, again, we're just going to keep hitting the healthiest warriors that we can attack, so that we can damage them to the point where they can't attack us anymore. But this should be well in hand. We actually might be able to springboard and go take Receive from them. Because as you can see, their military strength is actually quite shitty even compared to us. So we actually might go ahead and do just that and not have to worry about the horseman rush after all. But we'll see. Again, we're not in any huge rush. We don't have a whole hell of a lot of units. However, it did really work in our favor that he went for the religion, because it makes him a lot less of a huge threat to us early on here. All right, we'll just keep heading back slowly with that warrior there. All right, perfect. So they did come out with their spearmen. So thank you for your era score, Mr. Barbarian. That's a +3 era score there. Now, oh shitballs. We're gonna run our ass off here, and hopefully we can intervene and our settler doesn't get scooped up by the barbarians there. That would not be the finish to our era that we would like to see. Hopefully our warrior can get back there between our two units we should be able to salvage it no matter what. But in the meantime, we definitely need to hammer this warrior here. So we'll hit him with these two, and then we'll actually go ahead and kill him with our warrior, which gives us basically relative safety in the capital. Next turn, we'll be able to kill that slinger there. And then we'll pretty much be out of the hot water from Brazil and be able to kind of look to do something against them in the near future. So I'm assuming there's a barb camp somewhere in here as well. We'll have to take a look for at some point in the near future. Okay, there you go. We met the Mapuche. Oh, and well, now that we met everybody, we actually don't need that era score. So yeah, now that we don't actually need the air score from settling there, we don't have to worry about settling a city off of fresh water. It'll be better to settle. Alright, so I think I got a plan here figured out for us. It's more cities than I normally build in a domination game, like way more, but I think we'll still be okay doing this. It's actually going to allow us to hopefully get the pyramids here as well, which would actually be quite nice because I like to chop a lot of stuff when I'm playing domination games, so having that extra builder charge on all of our builders would go a long way. Now, as far as our settler friend here goes, I think we're just going to try and make a dash for this tile right here. Because again, we're not concerned about that air score anymore since we met everybody. Because as soon as we finish this holy site, we should be good to go as far as that regard goes. So I'm just worried about not dying. And we want to get these horses up online too in case I do decide to go use horsemen. So I think that this would be the safest bet because our warrior is pretty close anyway. And then as far as the spearman goes, since we have the Dutch under control, I think he should be okay just to start dealing with them. I would go ahead and promote the warrior there now. I think because our warrior's coming up here, we should be okay. Let's just try and kill this spearman as quickly as we can. And then meanwhile, you can come heal up there for now, and we'll start exploring with you again next turn. Speaking of exploring, let's also stop this scout here, and we'll get him to heal up, because now that we've secured our era score, well, I'm actually really surprised. I fucking never thought in a million years we were going to get out of this age with a golden era, but that is a nice surprise. We'll get it right now once we build our holy site here. You cocksuckers. They freaking stopped us from finishing it because they moved on to it. Alright, there you go. Now we'll get it. That was a little bit anticlimactic. We'll get it next turn. Meanwhile, here, let's finish off their spearman there, and then let's hammer out their scout there. He'll probably kill himself the following turn. Meanwhile, actually, which one do I want to get up first? I changed my mind now that that scout's dead. We'll settle this city first just because it'll, with this city, oh, actually, oh well, whatever. We'll settle that city next. Just because we have to buy towards so many tiles there in order to get that holy site up and running. Now, meanwhile, let's, I guess, let our warrior heal up a little bit here so that we're healthy when we go start looking for the barbarian camp that's down there to the south. Meanwhile, I didn't realize the Mapuche is so close. I think we forgot to send them delegations as well. Yeah. So that's a little bit unfortunate on our... Oh my god, everybody hates us. We're just frickin' triggering everybody left, right, and center here. Well, good thing we're planning on a domination game anyway, because it doesn't look like we'd be having much fun with the AIs other than that. So meanwhile, yeah, our scout can just heal up there. And now that we're actually gaining some territory here, we'll start to spread out. Okay, so it looks like the barbarian camp's down there. So there's that air score that we were looking for just in the nick of time. We got it. Next turn we'll hit our golden era, which we don't have much of a faith income at this point. Alright, so two of them are gone out of a total of 4. Venetia's at 19, Japan's at 3. Alright, so hopefully we can still squeak them. We're going to be down to the wire in this regard. I think we're okay going towards getting the shrine first and then going immediately into holy site prayers after that. Meanwhile here, let's go ahead and get this city down next turn. Now we definitely want to press our luck against Brazil. You can see that their army is completely wiped out here, so we're going to want to press forward with our troops. Now, I think Raponoi here is dealing with the barbarians before we're going to have a chance to go get them. That's fine. Let's move over here to just see, basically fog bust and sit on that tile where we're going to expand to. In the meantime, I will definitely take the promotion here with our archers. I don't want to get too close to that volcano, so let's just do it from fairly safe, being a couple tiles away. There's that, and meanwhile, the same thing with our warrior. We'll wait for our archers to catch up before we head up towards taking Recife on. Alright, so there you go. We hit the classical era. We got +1 air score there, but that's actually in the right section because we finished political philosophy the same turn that we got into our golden age, so it counts towards our next air score, which is a really good thing for us. We didn't piss it down the toilet, and that was 100% accidental. Normally I pay attention to that, but I completely whiffed because I got distracted between our war and frigging the air score out here. But anyways, I'm not sure how advanced you are or not, but I'll put a link in the top right hand corner of the screen right now where you can check out. There's a tutorial I made where I go into depth about city planning and how to get the best cities possible, like what to look for with your city locations for production and making the right district adjacencies so that you get good bonuses like this. So if you want, again, top right corner. Other than that, I am going to put a cut in the video here. Finally, it seems to have been a long one here. Definitely took longer than expected going into that early war. It threw us for a wrench, but we got where we needed to go. We secured our golden age, which that's freaking crazy. Like I said, I really didn't expect that the way the game started out and everything happened, but we are where we are, so let's not question the Civ 6 RNGesus. But other than that, thank you for watching. As always, if you haven't already, please put a like on the video down below. It really does go a long way towards helping a small channel like me get discovered. And as most of you know by now, I really do need all the help I can get. But anyways, I've rambled enough, at least for this video, so I'm just going to shut up and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.